Now, we've never, ever been able to do that. Only until this time have we been able to do that. And what a wonderful privilege it is to be able to do that. As you heard yesterday, last night, and as that you'll hear this evening, a few of the other brothers speak tonight, of what this same message is doing overseas to the bride of Jesus Christ. It just thrills my heart when I see, like our brother Gordon and brother Monty and brother Ferguson, and see when God raises up men in other countries that don't even hardly understand the English language, and they believe and teach the same message that we love and we appreciate. That's the people that we want to support. And that's what we say to you brothers that are from overseas. You're the ones that we can get behind that. They're not over there building kingdoms for themselves. They're not over there preaching their ministry. They're not over there trying to tell them, their people, this is what Brother Branham meant, and he meant to say this. They're giving them the message of the hour. You know, the prophet of God said that that's what God would do. He would raise up men in those countries. Those are true missionaries. That's a true missionary. A lot of times people want to be missionaries that they want to fly to South Africa and stay in the High Regency. And they think that that's I've been on a missionary trip. That's not a missionary trip. Missionary trip is where these brothers go. Out into the jungles, out into the danger, and out with their people to raise up. Nobody knows their people like somebody that's raised and born in their country. So God has men. He's raised them up. And to me, that's another aspect. There's that true ministry of God going forward, taking this message to their people. Not adding to it or taking away from it, but giving them the message of the hour. So we're thankful at the place of God to be standing with these brothers and with you folks. And that it wouldn't be none of this possible. You've seen the exhibits over there today, just a little bit of some of the things that we do at the Voice of God. There's not enough time. We can stand here all night long and talk to you about the work and what the Lord is doing and the many testimonies that we can share with you. Just to encourage your heart to keep pressing the battle, to keep praying for your brothers and sisters over there. They're praying for you. They love you. And that they know, as our brother spoke last night, the brothers, if it wasn't for you, they wouldn't have this message. You know, sometimes we feel like we're not doing nothing. What am I doing? You're everyone doing something. If it's nothing but getting down on your knees every morning and say, Lord, bless those brothers. Give them strength to carry on, to take this message. All I can do is pray, Lord. That's more important than anything. Your prayers are more important than anything. Brother Branham said, I think it was with Brother John Ryan, where he said he had prayed all day, and I forget who it was. He said, that's the success of my meeting, is because of their prayers. That's the success of Voice of God, is your prayers. Amen. So we're so thankful tonight that God has raised up a people that love this message with all their heart. And as the end time comes, that won't be deceived. I was reading this the other night in the message, The Anointed Ones in the End Time. It just blessed my heart. I thought I'd read it to you tonight. He's talking about you. He says, the reason the elected won't be deceived, you know why? It's because they are the Word. Now give yourselves a hand. You are the Word. I love this. They can't be nothing else. They can't hear nothing else. They don't know nothing else. My sheep hear my voice. He says, but in the last days, false prophets appear. Watch and see what they keep telling you. That if you don't believe them and what they say, you're lost. But there is a predestinated seed that knows better. He said, they looked him in the eye and said, you're false. Because you're not saying what he said. Amen? Amen. Thank the Lord for group of people that love this message with all their heart. Amen. Well, tonight we have a couple of special brothers for you tonight. I know that they're really going to bless your heart the way that they blessed my heart, that we've worked together for many years. And to see the sacrifices that they have done to take this message over to the foreign fields. Our brother Ferguson, George Ferguson, as many of you know him, that he works with us in the French work to take the message into the Congo and the French-speaking countries. As I spoke last night, the French is the largest work the Voice of God has. There's over 500,000 believers that believe this message in the foreign fields in Africa. Congregations of 10 to 15,000 people that hear this message every Sunday. Isn't that wonderful? The Lord, through Brother Branham, had a very special place in his heart for the black man. He loved them. And as our brother Gordon spoke last night, Brother Branham said, "By thus saith the Lord, I will return." And he has returned. Amen. It would have been impossible for Brother Branham to go and visit all those places. He couldn't have went of all those places and in through the jungles and the huts and up the Amazon River and down the Congo River to preach this message. It would have been impossible. But God knew He was storing up the food so that they would have something to feast on. We're all eating at the same table. Amen? Amen. So then we have our brother Matty Honkinen from Finland that oversees the work in Russia. It's such a vast area, Russia. He'll tell you a little bit about it tonight. It's all throughout Russia and the Baltic states. And our brother that he was taking the message over to those countries when it wasn't a fancy thing to do. You know, now it's nice that everybody wants to go. They want to go to Russia and they're doing missionary work. That's wonderful. But, you know, a lot of them didn't feel the call to do the missionary work when their lives were on the line. When if they would get caught with the message that they'd go to prison and get killed, they didn't want to go. But now the Iron Curtain is down and you can go. Everybody wants to go over there. What we want to do is just give them the message. We don't need to give them our ideas. We don't need to give them our thoughts. We don't need to give them our interpretations. We just need to give them this message. That's the burden of our heart, to give them the message.